Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the Orange County Real Estate Playbook. I'm your host, as always, Hunter Rener. And today I have a new guest. Still a broker, still a leader on the Renner team. However, different parental unit. Say hi to Nikki Rener, my mom.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Fantastic. So today is going to be a little different. It's going to be more of a personal episode.
Okay.
Nikki is the personality and the relational driver for the Renner team. And I've been blessed to have my dad's analytical know-how in real estate markets and analysis, and Nikki, my mom's personality and relational. So today you'll see that side. Nikki, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your start? How'd you get into real estate?
Real estate started having kids, and we wanted to be parents who were really present and enjoy the gift of having those kids. We met up with people. We were flipping properties at the time, and we met up with people who were selling. So it worked out for us that we would also be able to purchase our own properties. And after selling in the Inland Empire, we said, hey, let's go to Orange County and raise our family there and sell homes there.
Really? So what exactly drew you to real estate? Obviously,
the freedom that it creates for families to be together, for you to choose your own schedule, for you to help with your skill set, with the service that you can provide to the world, that you can help others in difficult times or in just flipping properties. But a home is where the heart lives. And that's my favorite part of the business. That's not always what the business is when you're working with investors, but the world is so huge in real estate that it's an endless place of opportunities. Whatever your personality might serve, you can find that somewhere in this expansive field.
Wow, so it sounds like you got into real estate for the servant's heart that you have.
Yeah.
And for the ability that real estate gives you to give people their dreams, and in the aspect of homemaking and providing the dream of, buying a home, let alone building your home with your family. Is that correct?
Well, that's one of the beneficial parts of real estate. And I love that part. That's the love part. That's the exciting part. But not all home sales and not all home purchases are for those reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of home selling is somebody whose parent has passed, someone who needs to make a tough decision and go closer to family. There's just a multitude of reasons why people are buying or selling. Mm-hmm. So it's not as mainstream as I'm a new buyer. And it's just a variety of people who are looking to use their capital, looking to start a family, looking to make their home life different now that the kids have gone to college. There's so many avenues of why people are making the choice to buy or sell.
So I appreciate you saying that. I mean, there's so many avenues of people, like you said.
Yeah.
And obviously that doesn't change in the real estate side of it either, in the agent side. What have you noticed being a broker for the last 22 years? Obviously you have much more experience. I'm 22 for those. So, I mean, you've been doing real estate as long as I've been alive. Could you kind of touch on the different types of agents you've seen in the workplace?
Boy, can I. One of the gifts that Pablo brings is someone who's got the analytical mind that you mentioned, who is a logical, reasoning individual who can stay calm in trauma and drama, because real estate can be chaotic. Mm-hmm. Very rarely does a real estate deal go, drop in, and get out in a 30-day cycle. Very rarely do people have all the funding in Orange County and in the bubble of what we live. It's a different environment because you are doing more cash sales and purchases. However, typically in real estate, it is a blessing to have somebody who knows how to remain calm in the face of adversity, extreme adversity. And that's what Pablo has that is, to me, intriguing, as well as contractual ability to read, understand, cohesively manage a contract to support a home seller as well as a home buyer. Yeah. Because one of the greatest areas I have seen is individuals get into real estate because they think they've got a great personality, they think they can be a good service, they think they're going to earn a lot of money, and they don't understand the contract, and the contract's constantly changing. And your father has taught me learning contract and the fiduciary relationship you have in representing individuals, whether selling or buying, is of utmost importance to protect them.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, we've been in the real estate game for forever. I've grown up in it, and you've been doing it for 20 years. For those that don't know, fiduciary, we've kind of talked about it several times on this podcast now. But the way that we look at it is there's a financial responsibility to people.
Yeah.
And then there's the fiduciary responsibility where you are an absolute servant to the person, and that you have to prioritize everything about them, their needs, their the money that they are going to be putting into it, the responsibility to show them everything, as far as you, Nikki, are a home buyer and or I'm sorry, a home seller, and I'm representing your home. If someone comes in with an offer at 1 million and then an offer at 500,000, it is my fiduciary duty to present both, even though the 500,000 is, way off base. But
and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Hunter, but one of the most intriguing things that I have found on a secondary level, because was the first that I mentioned in this second intrigue, is the amount of individuals who have self-interest over the interest of their client, and they will not show home buyers a home for sale. That's a great price if the commission being offered isn't at the same value as other homes.
Wow.
So if you're going to be paid 2%, 3% on a deal, if your buyer is buying that and you don't want to show them because the other opposite home seller and their agent is not offering the same commission, some agents won't even show that property. And to me, that's wrong, because you do want to have the best interests of who you're representing.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up. Kind of, obviously, the people that are watching this most likely are following us on Instagram, kind of know a little bit about us. And I would hope our reputation's a pretty good one in servitude. But we deal with a lot of people, both on the client side and as well as agents. I mean, today, my mom and I went and saw some homes in Costa Mesa, just touring some properties. And man, she was talking and making herself a home and having the communications with those people. They felt so comfortable chatting. So obviously we've built a lot of relationships, you and Dad have. Some great, some not so great.
Yeah, there's definitely fallout that happens. If I can give you an example.
Yeah, please.
We're in business with someone. We were new to the Orange County area. We were still dealing with confidence in being able to represent homes at $5 million, $10 million. Did we have the skill set? Did we have the wisdom to protect them? And so as we were learning to come to a new plateau in our own self-development, we got aligned with someone in business who didn't have a true heart, who had an angry heart. And it was messy to be in a space with someone who didn't have the moral and ethical responsibility that we felt we should have as a team. So that was difficult, because I'm raising small kids at this time, and really worried for my husband, who's the main worker at this point. And the fallout from that was learn not to be involved with an angry person, learn to protect self-interest while you're serving another, and be careful who you do choose to do business with, because you have to stay true to what your goals are and why you're doing something. And people are very enticing and they can manipulate us. And we want to stay true in being right, upright, honest, and helping others, and not allowing the frustrations to be so volatile. It's just not effective. It's not effective for home sellers, home buyers, or for any of the relationships involved. And I'm so grateful that we learned that lesson early on when we came to Orange County, because I never again will get involved with someone who can't manage their emotions in a deal.
And that's a great point you bring up. I'm pretty confident I'm familiar with the individual, and a story with that is they were extremely popular and good with people at the beginning, kind of building this big portfolio of knowing people. And that makes people trust you, right? Having a big personality, asking about them, you want to like them. And as they dealt more and more with this individual, they wanted no part in them. And I remember Dad sending out postcards at one point and kind of advertisement in that with him and this person, and getting feedback from the people on the list who knew, right? And Dad is new to the area, and he's like, wow, you know so many people. And getting feedback of take me off the list. I never want to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
I never want to hear from that person.
Yes.
So first off, list with the renter team, work with us, because we will absolutely have the best interest in your heart.
Yeah.
Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
But for those who want to talk to other agents, which I encourage you to do, because it's a competitive field and I'm so confident in our ability to serve, and our desire to serve you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best way, the best advice you can give customers out there
Mm-hmm.
to protect themselves? Because obviously
So
people
home sellers
put
or
on
home buyers?
either
both?
or. If you're talking to an agent, they can be so likable, so charismatic. But obviously the customer's goal is to get to the root of who that person really is. So what would your advice be to protect those people that we care about and don't want to see hurt?
Well, I think an entire podcast should be into this idea, because I have an umbrella of thoughts that are racing, because there's so many things. But the first that comes to mind is, especially when you're dealing with high end, a lot of egos and a lot of personalities and a lot of I can get you this. So a lot of people will overpromise on what the price is. And what I've noticed by having such an intelligent counterpart who understands the market so well, we've actually lost deals at times because people will promise a high number, and many individuals don't understand when selling their home, it looks great. They love their home and they want that extra $3 million for that property.
Right.
But what they're not realizing is their property may sit on the market longer. And some home sellers aren't motivated. Some want to sit. Some are not accepting any offer. But if the individual wants to sell that home for a reason, you want to make sure that your best interests are being offered, and you're not having somebody who's using your home as a place to get more buyers, as a place to get their name out in the community. So that happens a lot. And I understand why, because people are excited to have high-end listings. They're excited to have any listings. They're excited to be actually doing real estate. But it's been interesting, especially in the high-end market, the luxurious homes, that I see that more than when we were doing it in the lower price point of 700s and below.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been going on Broker Preview. For those that don't know, it's kind of like a open house housing tour for just agents, so that, like you said, we can know the market a little better. And we have one client who's looking for a specific home, a specific price point. And by going on tour today, I saw a home that would fit their needs, right? That I wouldn't have seen if I was just going and looking at homes online.
Right.
And that's the benefit of getting a real estate agent, because we're in it every day, right? You guys are out doing your own jobs. And
and that your agent also sees pocket listings, or listings that are about to come out. So you might get exposed to things when you're with somebody from the area that you're looking to buy in. It does help when they have built relationships across the board in the community, because you have a connection beforehand, sometimes before it goes to the marketplace.
We were just talking to a friend of ours who immediately knew the listing that we were dealing and asked questions. Nice. And the other way, I mean, we found out he's been doing real estate for 16 years. And the majority has been here, but 6 of those have been in France, right? And how else will we have interpersonal connections without that? So it's going to be a shorter episode today, and we'll wrap this up. Do you have any parting words, pieces of advice that you, someone who's been in it for 20 years, can impart on this audience? For
home buyers and home sellers?
For anyone looking to get into real estate, maybe have questions.
Or as an occupation?
No. Whatever advice you want to give.
What my response in asking that question, what I feel is that real estate is highs and lows. It's intriguing because it's not as easy as it's made to seem on TV, on all these Orange County, let's list your homes.
And social media.
Yeah, and you really want to have your finances set up tightly. You want to have your package created so that if you are in this marketplace and wanting to make a purchase, your check marks have been marked and you have exemplary representation, and you are lined up once you do go into a contract with who's representing you thereafter, with escrow, your transaction coordinator, all these areas where your contract might fall because your paperwork's not in time. Just there's so many many things that can happen. Having a team that best serves you, that can manage their emotions, help you manage your own, being wise about getting your preloaded paperwork, concepts of what you want set, and having an established relationship so that you're being best served by who you chose to buy or sell your home.
Right. Well, thank you for that. And to summarize, work with someone you trust. This is big purchase for you guys and a big sell for others. And I know here on the Renner team, we want to serve you guys. That's why I got in the business. That's why you got in the business. We love working with people. And obviously we spend countless hours in real estate, so we know what it is and we want to advise. So be careful and talk to people, ask the right questions, and you guys have a great rest of your day. I look forward to talking to you guys again on this podcast. And if you guys have any sort of real estate questions, please feel free to reach out on our Instagrams. My Instagram is just my name, Hunter Renner. It is my joy to answer your guys' personal questions. This podcast is for you guys. If you guys have any sort of criticisms or, hey, I would love to learn more about this topic, I would love to have an episode of just handling those and giving you guys the information that you guys are looking for. All right. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day.
Fantastic
Thanks for tuning
day.
in.
Thanks for listening.